Yes, good evening, students. So, welcome to the last session of financial management for the syllabus, and the last topic we need to discuss now, that is credit rating and credit rating agencies and the concept and how the credit rating basically works for the investor. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to understand what do you mean by credit rating and why the credit rating is very important whenever we are assessing the risk of any investment, of any business, of any company, or any country as well. Okay, because credit rating is not restricted to a particular financial instrument. It is basically a very wide concept when it comes to assessment of any company's risk, assessment of any business risk, assessment of the any market risk, assessment of any country risk. Okay, so whenever the you could say the agencies or the bodies, those who are working on assessment of all such, you could say, entities, and giving an insight to the investor about whether to invest, whether to approach all such countries or that investment options or not. So that will basically the basic idea behind this credit rating agencies or credit rating concepts. Okay. Now, credit rating will basically guides you about the functionality when it's talk about different financial instrumentation, because the concept of credit rating, which was actually developed or initiated in India, it was first in 1988. Okay, and the major function of this particular credit rating agencies is just to assist the investor that whether the particular category of instrument or financial instrumentation consist of what extent of risk when it comes to the returns of any organization. Okay. Now you can see that credit rating, it was compulsory for certain category of debenture and debt instrumentation. In June 1994, the RBI made it mandatory for non-banking financial company to be rated as well, because these companies must be rated on the basis of its risk profile. After that, the credit rating is optional for PSUs, bond, and privately placed non-convertible debentures up to 50 million. It is convertible, okay? Non-convertible debentures, okay? Up to 50 million. Fine. So, because in this unit, basically, we'll discuss so many points which is related to the conceptual understanding of the guidelines of RBI as well. Okay. The fixed deposit of manufacturing company also come under the purview of optional credit rating. Okay. So credit rating is basically for some companies, for some instrumentation, maybe optional, maybe compulsory, depends on the RBI guidelines. Clear? I think so. Is it clear? What is credit rating agencies? What is the functionalities? How it works? Okay. Everyone, the basic concept is clear. I think so. What is credit rating agencies? Haji, shall we move to the next part?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Now the next one is meaning and definition of credit rating. Okay. Now, as I told you, credit rating is basically nothing but a guideline, an idea, so that a particular investor can decide upon whether they have to invest in certain security or not. Okay, you can see the definition as well. It is an opinion of the rating agencies on the relative ability and willingness of title issuer, not title. It is basically title issuer of a debt. Okay, so for example, if you are going for an investment in, for example, in a debt security, in an equity securities. Okay, so what the company do, they basically guides about this particular credit rating agencies, and accordingly the investor can decide upon whether they have to go for investment in the securities or not. Usually the rating which is being provided by the rating agencies may be alphabetical or maybe alphanumerical symbols. The symbols, the you could say that the you could say the characteristics which is being associated, or the you could say the remarks associated, it may differ from a country to company, and how they are rating, it totally depends on their assessment or their research on a particular organization. Okay, you can see that the rating companies also publish explanation for their symbols used as well as the rationale for the rating assigned by them to facilitate deeper understanding. Because whenever the company is doing any rating, they always publish the explanation. For example, it is given A plus plus. So what is the meaning of A plus plus? The reason behind A plus plus, so that the investor may have the better or deep understanding about any security or any investment option. Okay. The second paragraph is given that the rating is an opinion on the future ability and legal obligation of the issuer to make timely payment of principal and interest on a security. Pardon? Is there any query, please? Students, is there any query? I think is my voice clear? I think.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So in this case, you can see that the second definition is all about the opinion about the future repayment. Repayment in terms of whenever you are investing in the principal amount, whether your principal and interest are safe or not, first of all. Even if it is safe, whether you are getting the periodic returns or periodic income from the company on the due date or not. So again, all such obligations are also come under category of your credit rating agencies. Okay. Now the third part, which is mentioned that about the probabilistic approach. As you know that the rating given by the company may be true, may not be true, or may perform as what is being described, what is being suggested by the company. But this rating always nothing but a probabilistic idea about a particular security and about a particular instrument, you can say that. And these particular probability, these particular suggestion or opinion may be true or may not be true. So that's why it is a probabilistic suggestion given by the rating agencies. Okay. The fourth part is given that these credit rating are symbolic indicators. Okay. Now, what is symbolic indicator? This will actually nothing but just, you could say, a background detail or a background idea. It totally depends on the discretion of the investor, whether they have to follow the suggestion of the rating agency or not. There is no compulsion for that. Okay. So in such a case, it's very important that whenever you're investing in any security and certain guidelines are given to you about the risk profile of a company, whether you want to assess those, whether you want to follow those, it totally depends on your discretion. So rating agencies are available, ratings are available. It depends on investor whether they have to follow those ratings. It is basically discretion of the investor only. I think Miss Komal, kindly mute. I'll request everyone, please don't unmute in between. It's quite disturbing actually. Okay. Any doubt to anyone, please, in this introduction and definition part? Hanji. Any query? Understood what is the concept of trade rating actually?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Next one, we have importance of credit rating agencies or credit rating actually. So if there are so many points we have, we'll discuss all the points one by one. Okay. So I'll give you a brief summary about. The first one is the idea about risk and return. Second is all about it provide a yardstick. Yardstick means benchmarking. It will actually guide you. It is nothing but a guiding tool for the investor, whether they have to invest in or not. The first is basically risk and return. Second is all about the yardstick or a benchmarking of your investment options. Okay. Next one, we have the risk and return trade-off. Means what is the risk profile with your investment and what about your return which you may generate out of your investment. So that is again the idea which is given by the credit rating agencies. Okay. Now, it is basically risk perception. Basically the risk perception. This risk perception may be true or may not be true. It is totally the discretion of the investor whether they want to follow the guidelines of the credit rating agencies or not, and they can decide upon, because they have an open hand, they have a free hand to decide upon whether they need to invest in such securities or not. Clear? These 4 points. I'll show you a few live example as well, how the rating agencies basically works. Okay. Haji, is it clear, everyone? Yes, students. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Now, next 4 points. Okay. The first point basically talks about the feasibility. Okay. Now, whenever we talk about the corporate issuer, because the guidelines given by the RBI for government, private, and corporate bodies, it may differ. So even when we talk about the corporate issuers as well, they also need to undertake about the risk evaluation. Okay, because for a corporate, because these are the private bodies which may get failed, which may get you could say liquidated or close down their business at any moment of time, and that's the reason the corporate securities are high risk security. Okay. The next point, it is very uncommon for different class of investor to arrive at some uniform conclusion as to relative quality of the instrument. Moreover, they do not possess the requisite skills of credit evaluation. Now, uncommon for different class of investor, it means that it may be possible that the conclusion derived by the rating agencies may be true, may not be true. Maybe you could say executable, not executable. It totally depends on the credit evaluation and you could say their experience, because their experience only they are giving certain suggestions to the investors. Okay. One and most important thing in this dynamic world, we cannot overemphasize on credit rating agencies. Always remember. Okay. Because you cannot 100% depend on this particular credit rating agencies when it comes to their assessment, when it comes to their guidelines. Okay. Now, definitely this credit rating a guiding tool, but because of this guiding tool, it doesn't matter that because each and every new investor or you could say layman in the market, these rating agencies are regulated or being instructed, being guided, being watched by RBI and SEBI and other you could say government bodies, so that so that in order to protect the interest of the investor, these companies are always working on the good grounds, on the well-being of the investor, so that the interest of the investor should always be kept alive in the capital market. Clear? I think so. The 4 point as well. Next point, I think the example is given to you that in this case, you can see that. For example, the RBI has stipulated a minimum credit rating by an approved agency for issue of commercial paper. In general, credit rating is expected to improve quality consciousness in the market and establish over a period of time a more meaningful relationship between the quality of debt and the yield from it. Quality of debt means whether the particular asset or a debt security will perform in the way it was supposed to do. Okay, that is the part about your quality of that particular debt instrument we're talking right now. Okay. The credit rating is also valuable input in establishing business relationship of various types. However, credit rating by a rating agency is not a recommendation to purchase or sell of a security. Okay, recommendation means it is basically just suggestion, just an opinion, but not a sure shot recommendation to the investors. Okay, investors usually follow security rating while making their investment, usually, but it's not compulsory. Okay, ratings are considered to be an objective evaluation of the probability that a borrower will default on a given security by the investor. I think it's very simple points. I think so about rating agencies, how it should be followed by the investors. Is this point clear? This 5 points, please, everyone.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. Next one we have, whenever a security issuer makes late payment, a default occurs. Definitely, if they are not meeting their obligation, meeting their promises on time, definitely they will be considered as default. Okay. In case of bonds, the non-payment of either principal or interest or both may cause liquidation of a company, because there may be some legal action against the company in case of default, which has been committed by the company toward the shareholders. Okay. In most of the cases, holders of the bond issued by a bankrupt company receive only a portion of the amount invested by it. Portion means they can only recover their principal, but not interest payment in case the company default or company liquidated. Okay. Thus, a credit rating is a professional opinion given after studying all available information at the particular point of time. Means whatever information is available openly in the market, according to that, rating agencies can guide you about the investment options. Such opinion may prove wrong in the context of subsequent events. Further, there is no private contract between investor and the rating agencies, and the investor is free to accept or reject the opinion of agency. I'm explaining this again and again because totally depends on the discretion of the investor whether they want to invest or not, whether they want to follow or not. It totally depends on. Okay. Next point. A rating agency cannot be held responsible for any losses suffered by the investor taking investment decision on the basis of its rating. Okay, so they are just about the guiding body. In case if the investor suffers some losses, they are not at all responsible for any losses. Clear? I think so. Very, very simple.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Somewhere entered, I think. Now, the last slide about the importance. So as you can see that the credit rating is an investor service and the rating agency is expected to maintain the highest possible level of analytical competence. Means they should be, you could say, true when it comes to their suggestions, their opinion about certain securities. Okay. In the long run, the credibility of rating agency has to be built brick by brick on the quality of its services provided, continuous research undertaken, and consistent efforts made. Because a particular rating agency would be credible only when their suggestions are true. Suggestions will work as per the, you could say, market movement. So, in order to maintain the credibility, maintain your confidence over the investor when it comes to the assessment of any company. So the company must always need to give their output or their, you could say, suggestions for any security only on the basis of the correct information, not on the rumors or the fake information. Okay. And some other factors when it comes to rating agencies, the growth of IT, the globalization of financial markets, the role of capital money market, lack of government safety measures, the trend toward privatization and securitization of debt. So these are the major reasons, other reasons as well, which is the base of the evolving of the, or you could say, having more weightage and importance to the credit rating agencies. Is this clear, everyone? The basic functionality of the credit rating agencies.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sure. Now, indication of assigned rating. Okay. Now, when it comes to indication of assigned rating, it means what they actually prevail, what they actually reflect when we talk about any security option. Okay. So the first thing which we are talking right now, that is the nature and term of the particular security being issued. Nature and term means the basic guidelines. Nature and term means basic guidelines. Clear? The second one, ability and willingness of the issuer of a security to make payment in time, means whether as per the opinion given by the rating agencies, whether the company is performing in the same direction or not. That is again the one of the part about your repayment on prompt mode or on the prompt date. Okay. Next one, the probability that the issuer will make a default in the payment. And the last one we have the degree of protection available to the investor if security issuer company is liquidated, reorganized, or declared bankrupt. In such a cases, what is the protection available to the investor? So that also come under this category of your indication of the rating agencies. Okay. So first is probability, nature and term, basic guideline, degree of protection, and ability and willingness of the issuer, whether they are making the prompt payment on due dates or not. Clear, everyone? Anji. Because this topic is theory topic, okay? So not much technicality we will discuss in this particular unit. Okay, is it clear, everyone? The indication of the assigned rating.
Sir, explain third point once again.
Third point is basically based on probability. As I told you already, the opinion suggestion given by the rating agencies is based on probabilistic approach. It may be true or may not be true. So the issuer or the, you could say that the investor always need to keep in mind that this information may be true or may not be true. So they need to use their brain, their mind whenever they are investing anything in the market.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Next one is factors affecting assigned rating. Okay. So students, try to understand there are so many points which are very simple right now. First of all, we are going with 4 points. Okay. What are the major factors which comes under this category and which affect the rating agencies? Okay. You can just go through with 4 points. Any point to be discussed right now, please let me know. Because there are self-reading points actually, because in this unit, there are a lot of points we will cover up later on as well, which is self-reading points. Okay. Just do let me know. Is there any query in these 4 points? What are the factors which affect the assigned rating? Like the first point is service to debt, whether the company is basically fulfilling their promises to paying the interest and the debt amount on the due date when we come to principal and the interest payments. Okay, the volume and composition of outstanding debt, whether the company is basically providing the or fulfilling the promises given by them or not. The stability of future cash flow, it totally depends on whether the company having the sufficient amount of cash inflow so that they can meet their promises of interest payment and principal payments. Okay. Interest coverage ratio, whether the company is able to fulfill the interest payment obligations on time or not. That is again the part of your interest coverage ratio in the fourth point. Haji, is this clear? Yes, friends, understood?
So please explain first point.
First point is about the security issuer ability to service its debt. Debt means basically whether they are in a condition to pay their interest obligation, or you could say their fixed obligation when it comes to interest payment on time or not. Okay, if they will do so, definitely the agencies, rating agencies, whatever it is being promised, accordingly they will rate the risk profile of that organization, that whether they are fulfilling their promises on time or not.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So let's move to the next point, please. Next set of 5 points. Go for this 5 point, please, and let me know any doubt in this, please. Because make sure these points are very simple. If you have any query in any of the points, please do let me know. We can discuss those. Yes, we're done. This 5 points, very simple.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Shall we move? So the next part now, the nature now. Okay. Yes. So next topic is about the nature of credit rating. The first, as I told you already, this rating is just based on information. Information means the information available to the agencies, and accordingly they can actually guide, they can actually plan that is this information are basically true or not. So basically whatever information is available to the rating agencies, accordingly they can give their publication. You can just read this paragraph if you want. Okay. And if it is clear, we'll move to the next part now. Hanji, any doubt in this first point, please? Hanji, very simple. I think first point, the rating is based on information only, the exact or the current information open to the organization. Clear, everyone?
So please explain the prerequisite.
Prerequisites.
Yes,
See,
sir.
prerequisites are basically nothing but all the confidential information which are available to them, which are true in nature. So always remember, whenever the rating agencies are giving any suggestions, any opinions, these are the information which are available to them are always confidential and true to them.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir. Shall we start then? Next point, the second and third point now. Many factor affect rating. Now, whenever the company always rate a particular security, it's not about the information. It's all about the corporate, it's all about economics or international environment. There are so many micro and macro factors which always actually affect the rating agencies or rating of any security. The next point is rating by more than one agency. Always remember, when we talk about rating of any financial instrumentation debt, you could say mutual fund, any SIP or any equity share, these ratings may differ from a company to company according to their own approach on information, how they assess the performance of any security options for the investors. Okay. So first, second point is all about the macro and micro factor, which may affect directly or indirectly about rating of a particular security. And next point, rating may be given by one or more agencies when it comes to the security option. Okay. Any doubt, please go for second and third point. Do let me know.
No doubt, sir.
Yes. Point number 4 now. Monitoring the already rated issues. Now, what happens sometimes when the company is giving any rating to any security? Sometimes it happens that they may change their rating in meanwhile as well. Okay, like for example, if you heard about the rating given by, you could say, for a country or for a security, it may be possible that the company may change the rating of a particular security or a particular, you could say, financial instrumentation in between as well. Depends on the dynamic, or you could say, depends on the market condition, how a security may you could say go in some other direction as well. It may be positive, it may be negative for the investor as well. So the rating agencies may alter their rating as well in between as well, whenever they are issuing any rating to the existing security. Okay. And the rest one, publication of rating, because whenever they are publishing any rating, these publishing are basically available open to the public, and they can, you could say, monitor, they can assess, and accordingly they can decide upon whether they want to invest in securities or not. Clear? Publication and monitoring. Monitoring means meanwhile they can alter, they can make certain changes in their existing ratings. हाँ जी. Yes, friend. Is this clear, everyone? Yes, friend. Please kindly confirm so that we can go to the next point.
So next point.
Yeah, sure. That is right of appeal again assigned rating. Like for example, if the rating agencies are giving any sort of rating to any security, to any country, to any company as well, the company do have the option to appeal against the changes, because they can actually approach for review as well. Because as per the rating given by the company, it might be possible that the rating may be, you could say, maybe changed. So they can appeal for review of the existing rating or the rating given by the rating agencies. Okay. Now, rating of rating agencies, the rating companies, because like for example, domestic rating company, or you could say international rating companies, there are also some other companies as well, those who are rating to the rating agencies as well. So that is again the one of the beautiful part about the rating agencies, which rating agencies are basically working on integrity, working on ethics, working on, you could say, a promise, or you could say interest or confidence of the investor. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Rating is for an instrument, not for an issuer company. Okay, always remember. So we are always giving an rating for an instrument or a financial security, not for the issuer company, and rating not applicable to equity shares usually. Okay.
Okay, sir.
10 point then. Credit versus financial analysis. Okay, like because whenever we talk about any rating agencies, The rating agency is basically, you could say, a more than broader concept than analysis of a company, because rating agencies are giving suggestion, are giving opinion, not only for the performance, but for the overall structure, for the overall composition of the company, how it works, their perpetuality, their, you could say, future course of action, their future plans, and their peer competitors. Each and every peculiar item is being considered whenever they are giving any ratings to any organization or to any instrumentation. In a simple word, we can say that there are a number of factors which is being, you could say, analyzed, which is being monitored before giving any rating to any organization. In the last point, we have time taken in rating process. Usually it is minimum 6 to 8 weeks or more than that, depends on the information which they need to assess to give the rating. Okay. Hanji. Is this clear, everyone?
So explain the line. All this takes time.
All this takes time. A rating agency may take, I told you now, like whenever we are doing any rating to any instrumentation or any company, usually it takes 3 to 4 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks of time. Depends on the type of security. Okay. And depends on the information available to suggest the rating for any security. Okay. So usually it takes a month of time, month or so, to give the rating for any instrumentation.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any doubt to anyone, please? This is all about the nature of credit rating agencies. Next, we'll move to the instrumentation which is being rated: equity share, preference shares, bond, commercial paper, fixed deposits, borrowed money, any individual as well, or any securities other than that. So there's a basic, you could say, instrumentation which is being rated by the rating agency. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Perfect. I think now I will take a short break in between, and we'll go for this rating other than debt instrumentation. What rating which is being given to a country or to a real estate developer, to chit fund. We'll start this topic in the next half after a break. Okay.
Okay, sir.
We are taking a short break. We'll get back to you at 6 o'clock sharp now. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
ऑनलाइन क्लास का मीटिंग
ऑनलाइन क्लास
Marah Nazro betul. Kau sepuluh orang cala tuh. Cala cala cala. Malu ke. Pwede makan cinta putih. Aduh. Aduh. Bentar ya.
Yes, well, we should start now. Okay. So next topic, because this is now the next part is all about not about the rating for a debt instrumentation we discussed right now, but rating can also be given to a country as well. Okay, country in terms of their agriculture production, their government policies, any legal law implemented by the government, any inflation factor, fiscal deficit, BOP conditions, FDI, FII. Each and every peculiar item is come under category of your country rating. And these are the standard companies are there like Morgan Stanley, Moody's. These are the companies, those who are always giving the country's rating. Okay. The second one, rating can be also given to the real estate developer, especially the CRISIL is the one who are giving the rating to real estate builders and developers. Next, we have chit fund companies. For chit fund companies as well, there are certain rating agencies, those who are rating all such chit fund organizations. The next one, we have rating of the states as well. Rating of different states, like in India, if we talk about, so we do have different states. These states are giving rating to the different states on the basis of their financial freedom, on the basis of their financial performances, and their future perspective when it's come to contribution towards GDP as well. Clear? Ratings of banks as well. Okay. Now, when we discuss about the rating given to the banks, it is given by especially by CRISIL and ICRA, and the rating given to the banking channels or to any, you could say, bank, it is being done by CAMELS. That is, CAMELS is capital adequacy of the bank, A is the assets quality of the bank, M stands for management evaluation, L for liquidity position, and N stands for system and control of any organization. Now, the rating given to the banking, you could say, banks are varying from A to D, where A denotes the financial, managerial, and operational soundness of a bank, and D denotes the financial crisis of any bank. So these rating varies from A to D. Is it clear, everyone? The next one is rating for equities as well. This is a recommendation. Okay, if you want to buy, if you do not want to buy, it will be the discretion of the shareholder, and accordingly they can decide upon. They can decide upon whether these ratings are true or not. It totally depends on the solvency, the flow, the income, the future perspective, the debt equity ratio, the cost of capital. Each and everything will come into consideration whenever we are giving rating to any equities. When it's come to buying, buy on decline, long-term buy, strong buy, outperformer of the particular stock, overweighted stock, when to hold the stock, when to sell the stock. Okay, each and every parameters are considered when we talk about the rating given to the equities as well.
So what is the function of SEBI? So,
ma'am, SEBI is basically the usually it is being monitored and observed by RBI and SEBI only. Okay, like whenever any rating agencies are giving any sort of suggestion, opinion, so these rating agency must have to follow the guidelines and the you could say the legal bindings of all the government bodies, those who are actually the watchdog for all such agencies.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So I think this is a part we have discussed about the different ratings given to the agencies. Okay, when it's come to the rating to the country, rating to the real estate, chit funds, any states, any bank, which is based on CAMELS rating, recommendation for equities as well. I hope so. This is very, very simple topic we are discussing right now. Okay, shall we move to the section of credit rating agency? The first one is basically they always provide an unbiased opinion. Okay, they are not at all influenced by any external factors. The first and foremost thing, and because of their unbiased approach, okay, they are basically more credible and more confidential organizations. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Second point is basically all about provide quality and dependable information. I mean, they are always providing some authentic information, some reliable information, so that the investor can trust on all such companies. The third part, provide information at the low cost possible, because you simply need to purchase their, I think, the publishing options or any accessible services if they want to access. So they are giving you on a very nominal cost about also the information to the public. Next one, they provide it provide easy to understand information as well. Okay, means they are always giving explanation for all basic information given to the investors. Okay, and these rating agencies are basically the basis for investments for each and every investor. They can actually assess, they can actually go through with those information, and accordingly the investor can decide upon whether they have to invest in the securities or not. Then healthy discipline on corporate borrowers. Okay, because when we talk about the influence, when we talk about the goodwill of the company, it doesn't mean that a particular big corporate will always get a good rating. Okay, these particular rating may be assigned, may be designed in order to compensate, in order to give the true information to the public. So the corporate borrower or corporate influence is also not there on rating agencies. Okay. The next part is formation of public policy. Now, when we discuss about the public policy formation, it means that the different, you could say, rating agencies are basically giving their suggestions, and they are always following the public policy guideline when it's come to eligibility, when it's come to the execution, the peculiarities which we need to keep in mind whenever we are going for any investment options. Okay. So they're the major points of the rating agencies when it comes to functionality of credit rating agencies. I think so it's very, very simple topic compared to the topic we discussed till now. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then I'll move to the next topic. Simple topic again, advantages to credit rating agencies. The first one, the benefits to investor. The first one, safety of investment. Okay, I'm not going to discuss right now because this we have already covered up. I think this is clear. First point, benefit to investor, the safety of investments. Yes, and clear? So we are on the concluding age of this particular topic now, okay?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sure. Second one is recognition of risk and return. They will actually guide you about the risk profile associated with the particular security and what about the expected return or the average return which you can generate out of it. Okay. Freedom of investment decision. They can actually choose, they can actually decide whether they want to follow suggestion or not. It totally depends on discretion of the investor. So the investor is free to take their own decision when it's come to their investment options. Clear? The next one is wider choices of investments. Okay. Here the investor having the multiple choices whenever they are investing a security. So always remember, when a particular investor wanted to invest into the market, they have ample choices when it's come to investment options. Okay. And these choices are basically based on assessment of the risk by different rating agencies. The next one is dependable credibility of the issuer. Okay. Dependable credibility of the issuer. Dependable credibility of issuer. Okay. So now, when we talk about the issuer dependability on the creditorship, we are talking about the rating agencies and the firm are basically, you could say, interconnected or interrelated. Okay. Because when we talk about the issuer company is basically always observing what sort of rating is given by the agencies, and accordingly they can decide upon whether they have to invest, because the rating given by the rating agencies are always you could say what we can just say the word right now, The rating agencies or whatever rating is given by the rating agencies is always working as a benchmarking, and that will create the you could say demand of any security in the market as well, because they are these rating agencies are benchmarking companies. They are the credible you could source of information for all different type of investors. Okay. The sixth point is easy understanding of investment proposal that we discussed already. Relief from botheration to know company, because they have the snapshot information available about the company's profitability, their liquidity, their financial position, their you could say credit assessment, each and every information available to the public when it's given by the rating agencies. So they can easily decide upon whether they have to invest or not, depends on the company's information. Okay, and the last point is advantages of continuous monitoring, because these agencies are not only one time they are actually investing, they are actually continuously monitoring the company's profile, company's assessment, company's dynamics, company's operation, and accordingly they may alter the ratings as well in between as well. I think we discussed about these points as well, about the advantages of continuous monitoring. Clear, I hope so, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. Next one, benefit to the rating, benefits of rating to the company now. Okay, first one, easy to raise resources, because they are the one who will create the demand. And if the rating agency is given the good rating, definitely the demand of that particular security would be on the higher side. Second point, reduce the cost of borrowing. Okay, definitely these particular companies are always reducing the cost of borrowing in terms of, because rather to borrow the funds from other sources, they need to incur more money, and they are the one of the easiest way they can actually raise the money from the market. Third point is reduce cost of public issue. Again, same point, because if they can raise the fund with the help of rating agencies information given to the public will attract towards the companies when it's come to raising the fund. So very easy for the company rather to actually reduce, you could say, make their expenditure on the advertisement. They can actually save their money right now in such you could say, if any could say rating given by the company is on the positive note. Okay, the next one, rating build up the image of the company. Okay, because if the ratings are good, the company's goodwill, company's credibility would be on the higher side when it's come to the confidence of the investors. Rating facilitated growth, definitely. I'm not discussing right now. Recognition of unknown company as well, because the ratings are good for the unknown brand, or you could say less popular brand. Definitely they can actually create their brand equity in the market if the ratings are good in the market for that particular organization. Now, benefit to intermediaries, definitely the broker, the commission agent, the intermediary body can actually get the benefit out of the cost or the profit which they can generate between the investor and the company. Clear? I think so. Very simple. Anji, is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Next one, disadvantages now of rating agencies. Sometimes it happens that the company might not disclose some information because of influence. It may be possible, okay, because they are the open bodies, they are the free hand bodies to take decisions. Static study. Sometimes what happens, because of the ongoing changes, continuous changes in the policy of the government, it may be possible the rating agencies may not study certain policies, certain, you could say, aspect of any country or of any company as well. Okay, the rating is not a particular thumb rule, or you could say not a you could say the promise, or you could say it is not about the assurance. It is just suggestion. You want to follow, you can. So there is no, you could say, certification, no credibility when it's come to the assessment. Okay. Next one is rating may be biased as well. As I told you, there may be some influence as well of any rating to any rating agencies by any external factors. Okay. Next part is rating under unfavorable condition. It may be sometime possible that rating given by rating agencies may be some unfavorable condition. For example, because of the, you could say, unfavorable condition in terms of economy, in terms of companies' losses, it may be possible that the information may be misleading as well. Okay, so sometimes you always need to keep the confidence of the public, confidence of the investor into the company, and accordingly they can decide upon whether the information, it should not be misleading. Either you don't provide any information because of the lack of the information, lack of the, you could say, the base documentation available. Rather, you just keep the information up to you, and once you have the short information, once you have the, you could say, complete information, then only give certain you could say suggestion to the investors. And the last point, in difference in rating grades, it may possible two rating agencies are giving different grades, different assessment for any single security. So it may possible, and sometimes it always create the confusion in the mind of the investor whether they have to go for or not. This is all about this particular topic, credit rating agencies. Okay. I'll show you a few things. I think, wait a minute. Like, so like you can see that I'm just opening a particular document for you. One minute, student. Okay. So, like crediting of Yes Bank, like we can discuss right now. Like you can see that this is the rating is given by, like Moody's is the rating agency. Long term is B3, outlook is stable, date of release is August 2020. Okay. Similarly, you can see that given by CRISIL, given by CARE, each and every company has given their rating on the basis of different norms. So you can just actually search all these ratings on websites for different banks, different instrumentation, different organization, even the country as well. Okay. Like for example, if I'll give you the rating of country, wait a minute. Credit rating of India. Okay. Like if you can go for, use a different rating is given by the country. Okay. Yeah, you can see that. India's credit rating into 2020, negative, stable, positive. Okay. So according to that, you can actually decide upon. I hope you understood actually what I'm going to explain right now. So that's all from my side about this particular topic. Okay. Any doubts, please? Because now we are done with financial management subject. Hanji.
Sir, clear. No doubt.
Clear? Fine. Then I think, see, we are done with syllabus of FM now. And you can go through from lecture, because this is the 4th week we are discussing right now about this topic. So we had around 20 sessions of this particular subject. Okay. Tomorrow we have doubt clearing session. So we will not discuss anything new. If you have any doubt, you can log in at 5. If not, then definitely we'll start from Monday, the new subject. organization behavior. Next theory unit now, theory subject.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and make sure that particular subject is more about discussion, because that is an OB and we'll just discuss more and more number of cases and examples in that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Isha. Any more doubt to anyone, please? Yes.
So can I leave?
Yeah, sure. You can leave if you are done, and tomorrow you want to join if you have any query. Okay. Because tomorrow
Okay,
doubt
sir.
only from 5 to 6.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and we'll catch you on Monday with a new subject. And tomorrow, if you have any doubt, you can log in. If not, then definitely we'll see you all on Monday. Clear? Yes. Thank you so much, everyone.